Hi, Courage to Change with Karen. Thanks for coming back. I'm so glad you're here. Let's do another reading about detachment. Detachment is an acquired habit. Obsession with the actions of others, wishing he or she would change, wanting more attention, or perhaps less, wishing our significant others would let us decide their fate is so exhausting. When we are caught up in the cycle of obsession, we are seldom even aware of how we're letting our own lives slip away. But slip away they will. Learning how to let go of others and their lives takes willingness, a tremendous commitment to staying the course, and a constant practice. If we don't keep this as a goal for our lives, we will miss the opportunities God is sending us for our own unique growth. We can only do justice to one life, ours. Being detached from someone does not mean no longer caring for them. It does not mean pretending they no longer exist. It does not mean avoiding all contact with them. Being detached simply means not letting their behavior determine our feelings. It means not letting their behavior determine how we act, how we think, or how we pray. Detachment is a loving arc. Detachment is a loving act for all concerned. No one wants to be the constant center of someone else's life, at least not for long. Two people lose their lives when either one is constantly focused on the other. That's not why we're here. We can journey together today from the shared journey we learn, but being enmeshed with another rather than complementing another's journey will destroy both parties. I will keep this in my memory bank today. I think I got a little disheveled there because this part kind of shook me. Um, Being detached from someone does not mean no longer caring for them. It does not mean pretending they no longer exist. It does not mean avoiding all contact with them. Being detached simply means not letting their behavior determine our feelings. See, that's a whole different ballgame. And then it goes on. It means not letting their behavior determine how we act, how we think, and how we pray. Detachment is a loving act for all concerned. So, detachment isn't pouting, it's not avoidance, it's not answering calls or changing our phone numbers or moving away. Detachment simply means not letting their behavior determine how we feel, how we act, how we pray, how we think. So, detachment, when I first started doing this, really did seem more like pouting. Detachment meant I don't have to talk to you anymore. And I didn't do it right. I think whenever you try something new, some kind of growth, some kind of sense of moving forward, I think you always go too far. It's that pendulum. It's all the way on one side and it swings all the way to the other. And it takes a while for it to settle in the middle. And it's taken a while. At first I was swung all the way to the other side where I went from being completely enmeshed with someone to totally detached. I'm not going to talk to him. I'm not going to, we're done. And first thing, you can't keep that up. If they're a family member, if they're someone you love, it's very hard to keep that up, so that's not an answer. And it only hurts other people. It doesn't do anything. The real growth happened was when I learned that what someone else does doesn't need to affect how I feel. On that note, not the weather doesn't get to determine what I feel. The balance in my checking account doesn't determine how I feel. The news doesn't determine how I feel. The way someone else is acting does not determine how I feel. I'm the only one that can determine how I feel. That's pretty profound. Think about that. That's big. A lot of us think that boundaries and detachment mean harsh cutting off, and it doesn't. It means deciding that we're the only ones that get to whip us around. I mean, that's hard. That's hard, even if you're, if it's money, if it's your bank account, you know, uh, I don't know who among us can't have the way they feel change based on their bank account balance, and that doesn't have anything to do with how I feel. Neither does what someone else is going through. I can have compassion. I can detach. I can listen. I can do all these things without getting in there. Very hard to find that spot. It's a sweet spot, and it's hard to find if you're new at this. It comes with practice. I think it says in here. Detachment is a loving act for everybody. No one wants to be the center of anyone's life, at least not for long. And it says up here, where does it say? Takes time. That's what it means. It takes willingness, a tremendous commitment to stay the course, and constant practice. But if we don't set it as a goal for our lives, we will miss the opportunities. So just like you put other goals in your lives, like you have a goal maybe to make so much a month, you have a goal to save so much for Christmas gifts, a month, you have uh how much how many steps you need to get a day, right? That's a goal I have. I have so many steps I want to get a day. Um the weight I need to be, whatever it is for you, that is a goal. You need to set a goal for this detachment stuff, for this spiritual growth. You got to try. And you're going to overshoot it, just like I did. And don't worry, water seeks its own level. You're going to overshoot it. It's going to feel like, oh, I don't know. I can't do this. And then it'll slowly start shifting back into place. And, I firsthand experience here. It's an acquired habit. It's something you got to work on. And then you try again. Right? And then you try again, and you'll have lots of opportunities to do this. I have opportunities every day. The biggest challenge I have now is that I've got this part down. What part I don't have is judging other people who aren't doing it this way. Like judging someone who is still in somebody else's business, who can't, doesn't see any boundaries, doesn't detach, doesn't just it's so obvious to me what's happening, and I'll say little side remarks like they'll say, what do you think of that? And I'll say, I think it was none of your business. Which isn't what they were looking for. They'll tell me how they handled something with someone, and I'll say, it's really not any of your business. If they ask me, I got to stop doing that. I can't do that. Who do I think I am, right? So that's the part I'm working on. You swing one way and then you swing hard the other way, and you find the center, and then you find something new to work on. And that's just my new thing is I've mastered it myself. Now I need to keep my mouth shut about other people, if they do it. I had no business telling anybody else what they should do, but I sure know my life is better. My life is better because of it, because of this concept. So I really want you to think about it. I want you to think about the extreme, how you how you're maybe attempting for the first time to detach. Is it really harsh? Is it really cold? Maybe that's the only way you can do it, is over just, jump the mark. That's better than doing nothing. And then let it settle back. Just remember, water seeks its own level. We're all learning something new here. We're learning new ways to react and behave and respond and take care of ourselves. And it's foreign. So we got to practice. So, everyone, you got your homework, right? Check the show notes. I've got lots of stuff going on. I'll just put everything in the show notes and I'll see you next week. Love you all.